There's fundamentally three ways to grow a practice. You get more patients, you get them to spend more, and you get them to spend more often. And I always like playing with this. And if we take ABC hearing here, and I've not put ASP, I put average transaction value. I feel like ASP is very manufacturer speak. So we'll put ATV here. But let's play these numbers out. You have 50 appointments a month. 40 of those 50 actually turn up for the appointment. 40% of the people say yes to moving forward with treatment. And the money they give you out of their pocket as part of that transaction is $4,000, just for big round numbers. That drops us at $64,000 a month, $768,000 a year. But just playing with those numbers, the same number of appointments becomes very interesting, because if you get an extra 5 people to show up, if you get an extra 10% to say yes, and you get an extra $1,000 per transaction, hypothetically, it's all of a sudden a 75% increase in revenue through the exact same number of patients coming for an appointment, the exact same number of appointments. And if you play with that number even further, like, you can go pretty significant, right? Like, of course, you can play this out as much as you want, but the same number of appointments can make some big differences if you get very, very clear on leaning into those numbers and looking how you can work them, manipulate them, focus on them, etc. And it doesn't have to be all three at once. Like, even this is interesting, right? Same number of appointments, even the same low show up rate and the same average transaction value. But all of a sudden, 50% say yes now rather than 40%. All of a sudden, we've got 25%-ish growth from $768,000 to $960,000. Similarly, flip it around the other way, still 40%, but now you grow average transaction value. There's a lot of levers that you can pull without having to get a flood of new patients that allow you to add significant money to the bottom line, because the core fixed cost of bringing in those patients is the same. It's how do you pull those levers and where are the areas of focus internally? And of course, there's many areas you can go to understand your ASP. And I am not the expert in MVP, but finding quick numbers in the KPI center is very helpful. Once again, going back to the monthly recap and working through an average of the last 6 to 12 months is helpful. And I always think, like, where is the first area of focus? And if I was in your shoes, I'd be using MVP to understand where are the biggest points of leverage outside of bringing new patients through the door. How do I ensure I maximize them? How many are showing up? What percentage of patients show up for their appointment? If there's room for improvement, what can be done? Like, could we have patients watch a pre-appointment seminar to get them more pre-framed and pre-educated, more skin in the game? Do we build some form of expectation in, like, we make phone calls a very prominent part of it and let them know we're scheduled, you're going to be with Dr. Smith, he's can't wait to see you, she can't wait to see you, etc. If anything comes up and any reason you can't make it, please let us know. There's a lot of demand on the schedule. Really looking to put focus on that. If it's how many patients say yes to moving forward, well, what's the training process? What's the educational process pre-appointment? How do we give your providers a fine reputation to live up to when patient turns up? Like, where are all those areas? And then average transaction value. How do we simplify the pricing decision? How do we not become apples versus apples? How do we help people understand that what they're investing in is hearing care and not hearing aids, and naturally build a nice big shopping list of all the benefits they get from working with you? Because the one thing I've observed in my time in this industry is a lot of patients discover your brilliance once they've decided to work with you. It's at year 1, year 2, year 3, they realize just how much you give them. I think the more we can package up just how much you do for them and do it in a nice, simple way that allows them to understand it, the more your perceived value, therefore your value is increased. So I'd be looking at where are those areas right now where there's room for improvement, and then obsess over improvement and then move on. Because when you get all those numbers dialed in and then you start bringing new patients in, it adds a multiplier like you wouldn't believe.